Oh boy, you better strap in because today I've got a banger tier list for you. This is quite possibly the most important tier list I could ever make on the channel. I'm going to be ranking tier list ranks in a tier list ranking. I'm going to be ranking F tier all the way up to S tier in a tier list. Also, excuse me because I have really bad hiccups and I'm yawning right now and I'm not in the best shape right now, but I'm going to record this anyways because it's fun. We're going to be starting off with the best tier, is F tier. F tier is the best tier. F tier goes in S for me. F tier lets you express your true hatred for something, and there is really no going back when you put something in F tier. It's the strongest, most hard-hitting tier, which, in my opinion, makes it deserve an S tier. Next, we have E tier. What are you guys thinking about E tier? In my personal opinion, it goes in D for me. E tier is kind of useless in a way. It's like F, but a little bit better, which makes it almost useless in my opinion. It's only necessary sometimes, but other times you just don't need an E tier. You can straight up make a tier list without E tier and you'll be perfectly fine. Now speaking of D tier goes in F for me. This is where all the below average items are kept in a tier list. There's absolutely nothing exciting about putting something in D tier. I mean, let's be honest here. C tier for me goes in B tier. I believe C tier is very important. This is where you put all the items that are considered mid in a tier list, which can be either a rightful placement or a hot take. C tier is just solid, and I feel that is very necessary in a tier list. Next we have B tier, and B tier is actually going to go in an A for me. B tier is a very helpful tier because it's home to the above average, but not quite the best by any means. B tier is usually the most used tier in a tier list, which is going to make it an A tier for me. A tier, this was so hard to rank, but if I really want to be smart about these rankings, I'm honestly going to put A tier in C. A tier is just kind of mid. A tier is home of the things that you enjoy, but you don't enjoy enough to put in S tier. It's this weird point between mid and great that just doesn't sit right with me at all. Even though this is a positive tier, and this is where you put things that you enjoy, this is going to get a C for me in my tier list. Now S tier, immediately you'd think that I would put this in S tier, but no, this is going to get an A for me. I think S tier can be glazed too hard. It's usually there for over-exaggeration and less for seriousness. However, if you do really think that something deserves an S tier, without exaggeration, and you just genuinely feel that way, it's kind of like, alright, I mean, cool. You think something's an S tier. It's not like it's crazy to put something in S tier. It's just something you genuinely enjoy. So S tier for me is going to get an A. And that is my tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. A little confusing, but over time you'll start to understand the more you watch the video. If you made it to the end of this video, good for you. And I will see you guys in the next one.